Bill O'Reilly with us on set and in person here in Washington.
We're doing a fist bump here.
Fist bump, okay. On set and in person, because you just got out of a 90-minute meeting with Donald Trump inside the Oval Office. Call with Vladimir Putin tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Does that make this the biggest week of Donald Trump's presidency?
We'll see how it goes, but it was a fascinating look at history. I'm very lucky to have access, and the president's very kind. I think he's kind to invite me in from time to time, and you know, I tell him what I think when he asks. I never volunteer information to the president of the United States. I never ask him for anything. But today we had two big topics. And the first one was the release of the JFK files. And he knows that I wrote Killing Kennedy, which I think is the most authoritative book on the assassination, what happened.
What do you want out of the files?
I want everything. I want to see everything.
What are we going to learn? What's the questions that are still
Well,
out there?
the CIA's involvement with surveilling Lee Harvey Oswald, for me, is number one. But what happened was that they discovered new letters that were not in the National Archives about the Kennedy assassination that the CIA had control over. That's what held it up. But I said, Mr. President, with all due respect, I'm getting thousands of letters, which is absolutely true, from all over the world going, when are you going to release these files? And he said, tomorrow.
So they're coming out tomorrow.
Fine with me.
All right, so they're coming out tomorrow.
Right.
This is the question, though. You want answers to whether CIA was trailing Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, we know that they were surveilling him.
So you want what the surveillance was. This is a better question. Is there anything that's going to come out that will be the aha moment, something to prove some kind of conspiracy?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe there's going to be any new gunmen or any of that.
So why does it matter?
It matters for history. Because if you had the most powerful intelligence agency in the world, the CIA, tracking a guy named Lee Harvey Oswald, who without a doubt killed JFK, there's got to be a reason why they lost track of him. Because they did.
They could have just gotten bored?
Maybe. But my investigation stalled at a name, George de Mohrenschildt, which was Lee Harvey Oswald's minder in Dallas, Texas. And he committed suicide when the House Investigations Committee wanted to interview him. An unbelievable story. So I'm looking to see if there's stuff like that in these files.
Is this going to be the definitive moment, though? The files get released, and we can finally say, enough with the conspiracy theories, enough with the second gunman theories, enough with it was actually the CIA who paid Lee Harvey Oswald or facilitated this, on and on?
There will always be people making money off conspiracies. It's a business. That's what they do.
Okay.
They make money.
But you think that...
I'll be able to tell you after I see the release of the files what is true and what isn't.
Okay. That's tomorrow. The other thing that's tomorrow is this 10 a.m. phone call with Vladimir Putin. How high are the stakes?
Huge. So I'm sitting there. Elon Musk was in the cabinet meeting. Susie Wiles, his chief of staff, she was tasked with getting the Kennedy files out. Very nice, smart woman. I had never met her before. Putin and Trump have a relationship. The press puts a negative spin on that. I put a neutral spin on it. Putin will accommodate Trump to some extent. But Trump knows that this guy is very, very tough and doesn't care how many people are dead, doesn't care what the destruction is. So it's a tough negotiation. In the middle of the conversation about him, Putin, and I have told you that my next book is called Confronting Evil, and Vlad's on the cover of that book, okay? He's an evil SOB. And when you're in it, negotiating with someone like that is not easy. So
you said accommodate, right? Another word for that is placate or manipulate.
I don't believe that for a second. I think Trump is doing exactly what he has to do to get Putin to the table. And I think the people that are...
So what's Trump's red line with Vladimir Putin? When does Trump become as tough on Vladimir Putin publicly as he was Vladimir Zelensky?
Never. Why would you do that? Because you need Putin's cooperation.
You need Zelensky's
No,
cooperation.
you don't. Zelensky has no power at all, none. You don't need his cooperation. Zelensky already folded and gave Trump everything he wanted.
So you don't think there's going to be a time that Trump is going to need to be as tough with Vladimir Putin as he's been with anybody?
I don't think that's possible unless Putin betrays Trump. Then you're going to see.
So what's Trump's red lines here?
Well, if Putin, for example, would say we're going to have a ceasefire and then 2 weeks later blow up a church, Trump's going to hurt him.
Okay, so you think there are red lines with Vladimir Putin for Trump?
Listen, Trump's a tough negotiator, and he doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Does he really
in the world.
care, though, what happens in Ukraine other than just the killing stops?
He cares because it's good for the world to calm it down, and it's also good for the world that Russia's not so dependent on China. All of this doesn't work in our favor or the EU's favor. But anyway, what I was about to tell you before you interrupted me, I always have to do that to Leland. I have to keep him in a little...
Trying to put me in the box. Just keep me a little off. So, okay.
During the conversation about Putin, the Prime Minister of Britain calls, okay? Starmer. And Trump was talking to the Prime Minister very respectfully in how the United States is going to handle this negotiation. And it's basically to the EU and to Great Britain, we're going to have to do this. We have to do it. And it's true. Europe can't do it. So it's Trump and it's Putin on a phone call. And I do believe, I could be wrong, that they're going to get a ceasefire for 30 days.
Okay, so they get a ceasefire for 30 days. You say, and I think you're right, that how this is done and what the ceasefire is and what the permanent ceasefire or permanent deal is matters. Trump's position seemed to change over a few months when it was explained to him that Russia taking Kyiv would be akin to the American withdrawal from Afghanistan. Ukraine could become his Afghanistan. Those pictures would ruin his legacy. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yes, I do.
He sees that.
He's not going to let Putin take Kyiv.
And he sees that. Okay. All right, fair enough. Next subject. Kate's Law, something you tried to push through in 2015, pushed very hard on it, that would make it for an illegal immigrant who is deported for a criminal reason, who comes back, caught in the United States, mandatory 5 years?
5 to 10, depending on how bad they are.
Okay. And you want to revive that now?
Well, Donald Trump remembered in 2015 that I was that close, and I wrote the legislation. Mitch McConnell killed it because he didn't want a punk like O'Reilly telling him what to do. That's absolutely 100% true. So we didn't get that law. Kate Steinle was a 32-year-old woman walking with her father, Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, and some dope dealer who had 5 deportations, 5, shot her to death. So I said, 5 deportations for a criminal? 1, and you get mandatory jail. Donald Trump at the time supported that. And so I recently spoke to him. I said, you got to revive this because now is the time to do it. This closes the circle. You're going to deport all these criminal migrants. Fine. What if they come back? You got to punish them unbelievably harshly.
Should we send them to El Salvador to do the 5 to 10 years?
I don't want El Salvador doing it. We do it.
Okay.
All right? So I believe that legislation is going to get at least a vote in both houses. And that's what I'm hoping for.
All right. So help me understand this. And I think you're the perfect person to explain it. You and I have gone back and forth on a few issues with Donald Trump, some style, some substance. Think about the past 5-6 weeks since he became president. The Laken Riley Act, no boys and girls sports, big foreign policy successes. We've said that. The border, unbelievably, has been closed, and what's been happening is extraordinary. Joe Biden said he couldn't do it for 4 years. Trump did it in a couple of weeks. Yet his popularity hasn't really changed. His approval rating hasn't really changed. He's done things that 80% of America likes, and yet only 47% approve of his presidency. Why is that?
Well, it's a personal thing, like a style, and the media keeps pounding him. Do you realize that there are elements in the U.S. media that don't want a ceasefire in Ukraine? They're undermining it. Are you kidding me? And they're saying,
what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
Oh, no, they're saying, oh, no, you look at this. He's being mean to Zelensky, but he's kissing Putin's butt. But you can't.
So they're reporting what's happening?
Yeah. No, they don't want it. Because if Trump gets it, it's a credit to Trump. And the press doesn't want to do that. So they spin negative on it. I don't care what Trump says about Putin. Do you? I want that killing to stop. And that's the president's point of view. All right? I'm not going to antagonize the guy who makes or breaks this deal. Why would you do that? Yet you look at the far left media, the hate Trump media. Oh, look at Trump. He's a buddy of Putin. He's doing it. No, you want the killing to stop. And this is the way you get that. You don't get it any other way. So it drives me as a journalist, an honest journalist, crazy to see this kind of corruption. But at this point, because Trump has let's say, handled Putin a certain way, Putin now is at the table. Biden couldn't get him on the phone. Did you know that?
You said it.
Biden could not get the man on the phone.
Phone calls tomorrow at 10 a.m.
You bet.
All right. We're doing that. Did you shake Trump's hand?
Yeah, I always fist bumped him because Trump doesn't like he's a bacteria guy.
Okay, so there we go.
That's what we do.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for having me in.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.